Concerns tonight about the amount of control and oversight of players on UNC's football team. A joint investigation by WRAL Investigates and WRAL Sports found those new concerns could also impact your safety. WRAL Investigates' Pat Welter here. Now, Pat, some of Carolina's most high-profile players are being pulled over for excessive speeding and reckless driving.
Yeah, Ashley, this all started when I got a tip from somebody to look into UNC football players who were being pulled over for speeding at really an alarming rate. So I teamed up with WRAL Investigates to look at the driving records of every player. We also went through NC State and Duke's roster to compare. Court records show that the concerns were warranted. Some of UNC's most high-profile players have accrued multiple speeding tickets and reckless driving charges in the last year.
Carolina has 101 players listed on its online roster. We found 19 players have received at least one speeding ticket since October 1st of last year. That's almost 20% of the roster. In total, they racked up 31 speeding charges and 10 reckless driving counts. 8 of those reckless charges belong to Bill Belichick recruits. NC State has a much bigger roster, 124 players listed. 9 Wolfpack players were pulled over for speeding, with 1 player receiving 2 tickets for a total of 10. 2 were cited for reckless driving. Of Duke's 103-man roster, 2 players have been charged with speeding since 2024. Prior to Belichick's hiring, the dangers of speed impacted the UNC football program. In January of 2024, UNC student Molly Rotunda was a passenger in a car driving up to 124 miles per hour. Court records show Zach Rice, an offensive lineman at the time, was following that car at a high rate of speed. He pleaded guilty to possession of alcohol by someone younger than 21 and driving after consuming alcohol. We asked Carolina if any players have been disciplined for serious driving infractions and whether players are required to report driving charges. Finally, what's the football program doing to address these dangerous driving habits? One such player is Kamari House, the prize transfer portal linebacker who just arrived on campus this last year from the University of Washington. In October, he was cited for speeding and reckless driving for going 73 in a 35-mile-per-hour zone. On that ticket, the officer noted that House was a UNC football player and that he told House his driving habits were no longer a mistake, but a behavior issue. We found in less than 8 months, House was pulled over 5 times for speeding, and 4 of those cases also cited for reckless driving. One citation, the officer noted that House's Dodge Charger, quote, must be too much car for him to be stopped for a 4th time in a month. 2 other players also caught our eye. Just last week, Thaddeus Dixon, another University of Washington transfer, was pulled over. That's his 4th speeding charge since March, including one where he was charged with reckless for going 93 in a 55 and having no insurance at the time. Finally, Gavin Gibson has 4 speeding tickets, including one while in a school zone, which he pleaded down to just speeding.
Now, I spoke to several UNC officials before publishing this story. They were aware of our report and findings, but chose not to comment. Bill Belichick's next press conference is Wednesday. We will ask him about how he's handling the driving issues within his program then.